Draft here. Remember, daily we're brought to you by Hughes Mechanical Contractors. Our friends over at Hughes Mechanical Contractors helping you out with your HVAC services. From here to the North Shore, get in touch with them online at hughesmechanical.net. They're a trusted Daikin dealer. And our show is obviously our plumbing partners, Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Remember, Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works can help you out. All right, what are we going to do here? How are we going to finish? How are we going to figure out this this first pick? Christian just walked in. Perfect time.
Perfect timing.
Christian, get a number between 1 and 10. Whoever picks closest to the number here is going to have the first pick. You got your number? All right, Stewie, what you got?
7.
What you got?
1.
3. 8.
Oh,
wow!
nice.
First
Right,
pick.
Stuart,
All right, I got the
price
second
is
pick.
right.
You got the first. You got the
Third pick.
third pick. All right, Stewie, you're on the clock here. You're the Chicago Bears. You got the number 1 pick. Remember, no trades here. No trades. We're just going down the mock order here of 1 to 32. Who's it going to be? First pick in the draft. Who you got and why?
The first pick, I'm the Bears, right?
You are the Chicago Bears,
Bears.
Stewie.
I will select Caleb Williams,
Okay.
quarterback, USC.
Perfect.
The reason I'm picking Caleb Williams is because I think he's a generational talent. I think there are some things that he needs to learn in the NFL to make him a better player and an overall leader, but I think once he figures it out, he'll be on that Mahomes-esque run of just being a freak. Like, he does things on the field that you can't teach or coach.
I agree.
Caleb
I love the Chicago fit here. I think Caleb Williams is going to be a great fit. They've got weapons around him. DJ Moore. You've got Keenan Allen. You've got a pretty good offensive line. They've got the 9th pick as well, who a lot of people pointed him getting a wide receiver there. I think the future is bright for Chicago and Caleb Williams. I've got the 2nd pick here with the Washington Commanders. If I'm the Commanders, I'm sprinting this pick up to the to the commissioner. I'm taking Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is arguably the best quarterback in this draft. I know everybody feels like Caleb Williams is far and away the best quarterback, and physically he probably is. But when you turn on the film and you watch Jaden Daniels just play the game comes very easy to Jaden Daniels, and it really has for a while. If you look at his freshman film at Arizona State, he was a standout. Now, since then, he's had some adversity, but he got the reins back his senior year and was the best player in college football by far. By far. Like last season, saved the Marvin Harrisons, Caleb Williams. The only other player that is maybe has an argument would be Malik Neighbors. But Jaden Daniels was by far the best college football player last season in the sport. He was the best quarterback. If I'm the Washington Commanders, you've got new ownership, you've got new coaches. Cliff Kingsbury, sneakily, not a lot of people talking about, has been around a lot of good quarterbacks, whether it's Patrick Mahomes, Caleb Williams, or whoever this pick is going to be. And I think it's going to be Jaden Daniels. Give me Daniels here with the Commanders going 2nd overall. Lloyd, you're on the clock.
Good pick. With the 3rd pick, and I believe this is how the NFL has gone now, where you just if you're the top 5, top 6 of the NFL, you were bloodthirsty for a quarterback, the New England Patriots.
Yep.
Obviously looking for a new era. I believe the Mac Jones era has run its course. I think that you want to start it over, and I feel bad for this man because it's going to be a bumpy road for Drake May, North Carolina.
Terrible situation here.
Terrible.
I mean, like, God forbid that Jaden Daniels does not go 2nd and ends up in New England. I mean, there is definitely going, there's definitely examples where you can point at it matters where you go.
Mac Jones.
I mean, Jamarcus Russell.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Terrace Marshall.
Yeah.
It matters where those guys can play. It matters where you go, and whoever goes to New England, it feels like a sinking ship. It feels like it's heading in the wrong direction, and maybe that is unfair to Gerard Mayo, the new head coach, and the new regime with New England, but everything around it, and it's not even really Mayo, it's more like Kraft, which is kind of wild.
Right, because I was going to say, like, you get almost a breath of fresh air. Like we always say, you don't want to be the guy that follows the guy. But Kraft did such a good job, I guess, quote unquote, of like kind of smearing the Belichick name.
Right.
And he's going to be
Belichick's going to be a big winner on this.
Oh, he's going to be awesome.
Oh, he's already winning.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's
really.
going to be covering the draft, and I'm sure they said that they
He's
have.
working with McAfee today.
Yeah.
Mac Jones is in Jacksonville now. They
That's what I'm
traded
saying.
him.
That Mac
So
Jones
it's
era is over, and so it would be between. Like if you still had any relationship with Tom Brady, it might have maybe he kowtows for a Michigan man, but I think
I mean Brady hates Michigan. I mean people don't realize that. I mean like Brady, I mean like he doesn't have a lot of love for Michigan. He feels like Michigan kind of treated him wrong while he was there.
Cool. Well, he's a big spike guy,
right? I mean, and they did. I mean Drew Henson was a bum.
Get me in the game.
Who you got, Stewie?
With the 4th pick, I will take.
Now, are you doing what you think's going to happen, or what you would do?
This is what I would do.
Okay.
This is Arizona Cardinals. I'd go with Marvin Harrison Jr. You got to give Kyler Murray some help. You have to. If you want to keep him as your quarterback, you obviously haven't came off of him, and you signed him to a bigger contract, so you're tied to him. So you got to give him weapons.
This is a man that's been beating the drum for Malik Neighbors all
Look,
year,
I love
and he turns in the card and he goes,
I gotta go with what I think is right. Like, and I think this situation with Kyler, I think Marvin Harrison fits Kyler's type of play and scheme better. I just don't. I love Malik.
I'll remember this.
I'm not saying he's not wide receiver
tape.
1.
Say the
1A
tape.
and 1B.
All right, I'm on the clock here. Jim Harbaugh. I've got Harbaugh's pick in the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, again, Lloyd asked the question, and I think it's a good question. What would I do? I would take Malik Neighbors here and give my quarterback, who I've invested in, a weapon. I see the other argument of, look, you've made the investment in the quarterback. Get him some protection. Harbaugh obviously wants to run the football. He loves offensive linemen. He did the whole, love of and respect of the offensive lineman and the presser. I mean, you know how he feels about running the football. Hell, we don't even know how good J.J. McCarthy really is. You know what I mean? Because of the way he kind of hit him. You know, I mean, for really the sake of the argument, if I'm on the other side, I don't think McCarthy can play. I don't think that he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. The other side that believes he is says, how do you know? I mean, Harbaugh just kind of hit him out for a couple of years. And it's because he wants to run the football. It's because he wants to own the line of scrimmage. It's because he loves offensive linemen. I've got him taking the 6'9" Joe Alt here from Penn State. From Notre Dame. I think that Alt is, he's a mammoth of a dude, a guy that can help you control the line of scrimmage. Is a big protector for Justin Herbert, and I think that is what Harbaugh is going to do. So give me Joe Alt with the unsexy 5th pick to the Los Angeles Chargers, offensive lineman out of Notre Dame.
And now,
Touchdown Jesus.
if this falls into my lap, if I'm the New York Giants, who is on the clock,
yes,
there's
stealing.
There's an argument to be made. Sneaky, one of the best sounds in sports.
Yeah.
The draft noise.
Probably the best.
It is
Definitely,
a great one.
like if you made it your alarm, you would pop up.
NBA on NBC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is a great one.
CBS, rest in peace.
Yeah,
CBS opener is a great one. The tournament.
Mm-hmm.
The tournament.
Oh yeah. You're just in it.
But
the old Monday Night Football with what is it?
Mm-hmm. Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorf, and Frank Gifford.
Ready for some football?
Yeah, Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah. But with all that said, obviously Daniel Jones is your quarterback. You have Tommy Cutlets right behind him.
Oh yeah.
There is a world with you would do a hard factory reset if you're the Giants, but I feel like Daniel Jones and J.J. McCarthy are the same player, so why would you do that? Let's run it back with Daniel Jones and get him a weapon. I'm going Malik Neighbors with my pick as the New York Giants.
Christian, make sure will you chart track the picks here?
Oh, I got him. I'm tracking him in the dot.
Okay.
So
all
good.
All right. Sweet.
Sweet.
All right, so Stewie, you're on the clock.
Ooh, this is
The Tennessee Titans.
Okay. Since Joe Alt is off the board,
Joe Alt's off the board.
and they already have a quarterback.
Got a QB.
You got a couple weapons at receiver. I'm gonna go J.C. Latham,
Okay.
offensive lineman, Alabama.
Makes sense. Good pick. No, he took
we
Harrison
took
at 4.
Who'd you take, Stuart?
I took J.C. Latham.
Okay.
All right, so I'm on the clock here.
You're on the clock.
All right, the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons have a ton of they got a ton of offensive skill. They just signed the quarterback in the offseason, Kirk Cousins, to the incredible contract. Obviously, they need defensive help. They need defensive pressure. I'm going with what has been the best graded pass rushing defensive end. I think you can make an argument that Latu from UCLA may be the best defensive end. I think the best graded defensive end is Dallas Turner. I'm going to take Turner, the outside linebacker from Bama.
Too much Bama.
Blitz, Bama, blitz.
Hey, dirty boy, just a good football player.
That's so funny. That's just Alabama football.
They hated him in the first half. I was there. I was at Bryant-Denny that night with all of you gumps when y'all wanted to crucify Dallas Turner in the first half because Jaden Daniels was shaking him out of his cleats when he put the crown of his helmet into Jaden Daniels' jaw in the second half and had him removed from the game. Everybody clap. Hey, he's just a football player, boy. I tell you what, old Dallas Turner got too much Bama in it.
That's just Bama, boy.
I tell you what, roll tide, roll, baby. Love old Dallas Turner. That's why I named my oldest Dallas.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you prick.
Debbie
You
Does
hated
Dallas.
the guy. You hated the guy an hour ago.
Brian Kelly soft. You don't know nothing about SEC ball.
That's right. That's right.
And
I was telling him in the first half, he can play for us. If y'all want to give him back, we'll take him.
We'll take him. Transfer portal at halftime.
In the second half, when everybody wanted to, all the LSU fans were hoping that, that he would have a police escort out of the game. Alabama thought that they were going to build a statue after him. Give me Dallas Turner here, 8th pick of the draft for the Atlanta Falcons coming off the board. Lloyd, you're on the pick. Chicago Bears, number 9.
Chicago Bears, number 9. I'm going to give Caleb Williams no excuses here. Now, I am split between Romeo Odunze from Washington or sneaky link Brock Bowers from Georgia. Help them with a little bit of the offensive line help.
They have a tight end already.
They do, but I'm thinking of maybe do a little bit of an offensive line help where he can chip, give Caleb Williams some more time, a little bit, because he likes to create, have somebody that'll be there, a little security blanket. With all that said,
yeah, don't overthink it, buddy.
Yeah. Romeo,
do it. Yes, hell yes. Hell yeah.
Dude, being in a war room would be. I mean, it has to be one of the all-time stressors.
Oh man,
it's like day trading in the.
But what 90s. A great day! Like, how does the GM feel like right now?
Oh,
like right now, dude. Like, ain't slept all night,
boys.
Just like let Odunze be there at 9.
Oh, let
Odunze be there at 9, boys.
It's like the Justin Jefferson when they're in the Philadelphia Eagles have to pick before the Vikings.
Jalen Rager.
Yeah, and they're like
Sean Payton.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes. We got him.
That's the opposite.
We got him.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna do it. They're gonna take the guy. But Romeo Odunze to the Chicago Bears. We have Caleb Williams, Romeo Odunze, and now there's nothing but expectations in Chicago year 1.
How good are the Bears? Are the Bears the best number 1 overall picking team? Like I can't remember somebody who's picked number 1 who you're like, heads up.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears, they have a defense already. I mean, when they signed Montez Sweat last season, I mean, it got kind of real on that side of the ball. Then you bring in Keenan Allen. You've already got DJ Moore. You add Rome Odunze. I know Caleb Williams is going to have some growing pains as a young quarterback. I'm not saying that they're going to win a Super Bowl this season, but I mean, they become like overnight. Today, they're not contending. Tomorrow, they are. Chicago's sitting in a great spot. Did you see that? Did you see the video they put out of what could be the new stadium?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
The renderings.
Saw it from, obviously, Barstool Big Cat, huge Chicago guy.
Sure.
He goes, half of my brain loves this. Half of my brain goes, where are we going to park?
Yeah, there's like one small parking lot.
Like, this isn't going to work, but I love the way that it looks.
Well, it's a very pedestrian part of town. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, probably so. Stu, you're on the clock.
But for your answer, I would say the Colts, whenever they got Andrew Luck, was probably the team that was most set up to get a quarterback and we could turn this thing around right now. They went 11-5.
Yeah. It's like how the Lakers won like a championship and they got Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Right.
Or James Worthy.
Oh,
New York Jets. Stu, you're on the clock.
With the 10th pick in the NFL draft, that's select Brock Bowers.
Oh, tight end. Great pick.
Tight end.
It's a great
Georgia.
selection. I'd imagine that Aaron Rodgers is pushing for that today.
I mean, You got to
He
go.
needs offensive linemen, though.
Yeah, but like in this case, they need another playmaker. They just got Mike Williams from the Chargers. You got Garrett Wilson already. So now you just add a tight end, which Aaron Rodgers loves to throw to the tight end. So you add a tight end with stretch the field ability.
Okay.
Perfect for the offense.
If you saw Bowers just in the public eye, you would not believe that he would be a top 10 pick in the NFL.
You
No,
wouldn't
you
think
would
he
not.
runs a 4.4.
Put on the
either.
film, though.
Yeah, that's right.
He might be the best player in the draft.
Right. That's why I was split.
Might be the best player in the draft. Great pick, Stewie. With the 11th pick, I am on the clock with the Minnesota Vikings. Wow. I love having this selection.
Got to go QB, huh?
I'm definitely thinking QB and not the one that everybody's talking about here. Obviously, I think everybody would be looking at J.J. McCarthy to come off the board. McCarthy's probably going to be gone by 11. I'd imagine that somebody's going to have to trade up to get him. But if the Vikings are standing pat here and the board looks as if it does now, I would take Michael Penix Jr. Penix would be my selection here. Now look, I mean, I believe more in Penix than I do in McCarthy. I believe that Penix is got some questions with the injuries, and I think they're valid. A couple of knee injuries and a shoulder injury going into the NFL. I mean, that's a little scary. But when you turn on the film, and I had the chance of watching him play in the Sugar Bowl against Texas, I mean, I left there so impressed of just his ability to run the game. I mean, he made all the throws. He looked great in executing, but his command of the team, of the game, his ability to run the offense, I thought was first round worthy. If him and McCarthy are side by side and Minnesota had this pick at 11, if I was running the draft room, I would take Penix here. Give me Michael Penix at 11 to Minnesota.
And
Broncos. What you going to do, Sean Payton?
That leaves me with...
What you going to do, Sean Payton, with a couple of scrubs here?
I would have taken Penix had he fallen to me. I will not fall for the cheese, as Sean Payton loves to say. Don't eat the cheese. I'm not going to take J.J. McCarthy. So I will go down the board, look for a safe pick, and with that said, I will take Fashanu from Penn State.
Yeah, good luck. I got you.
The
big guy from Penn State.
Did you know he was Caleb Williams' left tackle in high school?
No.
Yes.
Wow. Good find there, Stewie.
Keep an eye on the Bears at 9 with Ole.
Yeah, I went for all glitz and glamour, but I know the Broncos are probably going to be in a situation where if trades were allowed, they're probably going to be in this exact spot. If you had to play it straight up, they would look at the board and go, J.J. McCarthy, do I believe? Because they need a quarterback. But I don't know if I'm not going to tie myself to that raft. If I'm picking, I'm going to do the smart thing, take an offensive lineman. Rome was not built in a day. So we're going to move along with this draft. And Sean Payton is very comfortable where he sits. He doesn't have to win right away. And so let's start building this thing in the trenches, boys. Take a left tackle. Whoever comes in next year, at least you got a stalwart left tackle from Penn State.
To recap here, the top 12 picks of the mock draft that we're rolling through at this moment. Chicago Bears, Stewie took Caleb Williams. The Commanders, I took Jaden Daniels. The New England Patriots, Lloyd took Drake May. At 4, the Arizona Cardinals, Stewie took Marvin Harrison Jr. The Los Angeles Chargers, at 5, I took Joe Alt, the offensive lineman from Notre Dame. New York Giants have the 6th pick. Lloyd took Malik Neighbors. At 7, Tennessee, and Stewie took J.C. Latham, the offensive lineman from Bama. Back-to-back Bama boys at Atlanta. Dallas Turner, I took Dallas with the Atlanta Falcons at 8. The Bears, Lloyd took Rome Odunze at 9. The Jets, Stewie took the tight end Brock Bowers with the Jets at 10. At Minnesota 11, I took Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback out of Washington. Big Penix energy for sure. And Denver, Lloyd with the latest pick just took Olu, the big guy out of Penn State.
Alamuya.
Stewie is on the clock with the Las Vegas Raiders. Stewie, who you got at 13?
Damn, This is tough because they don't. I mean,
these would be another possible trade scenario.
Right.
The Raiders are bloodthirsty for a quarterback,
and they don't. Right, they don't have a quarterback, and y'all just left me with Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy.
Two people that
make that work.
Two players that
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, I don't necessarily.
Or let him fall to the Saints.
No thanks.
Oh, you get to draft for the Saints.
I already got my pick.
Who did I need to. Well, the Raiders have receiver. Damn. Devontae Adams.
Yes.
So, in this case.
30 seconds, Stewie.
I guess I'll go.
You're on the clock.
Bo Nix.
Oh, turn the card in.
Sweet, you're fired.
You're
there you
fired
go.
either way.
Stewie, Bo Nix at 13. Disgusting. 14th pick in the draft. Who dat, baby? New Orleans Saints. Who's the best offensive tackle on the board here? Whoever it is, I will take him. That would be the offensive tackle out of Oregon State, Talise Fuagwa.
Yeah.
That's
Hell yeah. We're back.
We're back.
Where's the Super Bowl?
New Orleans.
Nah. It is the New Orleans this year. Hell yeah. Home and home, baby.
This is the guy that's going to get you there.
Give me Talise Fuagwa. Offensive tackle, Oregon State. 15, Indianapolis Colts. Stewie, you're on the board.
Lloyd is on the clock.
Lloyd, you're on the clock. Excuse me.
Indianapolis Colts. I believe that they have a quarterback, I'm still searching for some offensive line help and also some offensive weapons. And this has been a very defensive-heavy draft, but that's no fun. I will take, staring me right in the face, Brian Thomas Jr.
Ooh.
Moving him up the board. Take a shot. You got to build a young, exciting offense.
Stewie.
You see Anthony Richardson's able to stretch the field, and now you get a vertical playmaker along with Michael Pittman, and you have kind of a dual threat on the outside, and you're able to let's keep supporting. You got to give a rookie quarterback essentially weapons to play with, and I think Brian Thomas fits that bill. Put him inside on a fast track.
I love that. Climate controlled.
Yes. So
quarterback, big arm.
Maybe a reach, depending on who you ask, but I believe in Brian Thomas' ability. 4.33, 40-inch vertical, just all freak show at the Indianapolis Colts.
There you go.
Make it fun.
There you go. BT off the board there. You're on the clock, Stewie. You are on the clock here for the Seattle Seahawks. New coach up at Seattle. Is this Mike McDonald?
Mike McDonald.
Is that right?
They re-signed Geno Smith, right?
They did.
Geno Smith is a big contract. You got DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett still on the roster. Got a good running back. Offensive line's pretty good. I'm going to go Quinyon Mitchell.
Ooh.
Cornerback, Toledo.
Best cornerback in the draft.
Best cornerback in the draft.
Never tempted by NIL to jump aboard into a big team.
Could have too.
Yeah, no.
Was he at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah,
that's where he made an absolute name for himself.
And then he went to the combine and ran 4.4 and jumped 41.
Yeah, in front of nobody.
Boxes checked.
Yeah, like that Toledo. It's not quite the fanfare that you get at LSU for the pro day.
Good pick, Stewie. 17, I'm on the clock here with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stewie, this is somebody that I told you I loved going into the draft. Another guy that I had the chance to watch play in person and very impressive. Defensive tackle out of Texas, Byron Murphy. I think Murphy is a game wrecker, and Jacksonville's got a pretty stout defense. You add this guy in the middle as another piece to that defensive line. I think is a pretty solid pick. Give me Byron Murphy, defensive tackle out of Texas, as he'll bring some interior defensive pressure. Los Angeles Rams are on the clock. Lloyd, who you got?
Wait, you're the Bengals?
I'm sorry. No, you're the Bengals. You're on the clock.
Yes, and I
took the Jacksonville Jaguars pick, and I took the big fella, Byron Murphy.
All right, Byron Murphy is off. We have to get Joe Burrow. Obviously, he needs some help, needs some protection. There's two choices on the board. I'm not going to overthink it. What I see is what I know. You trust SEC offensive linemen. While Fatanu from Washington is on the board, I'm going to go Amarius Mims from Georgia. 6'7" with only 17% body fat. Absolute freak. Get Joe Burrow some protection. Help him stay upright. You have plenty of weapons on the outside. And while not sexy, the Bengals have already been sexy. Now it's time to get Let's get a little mean, get a little angry.
I agree.
Amarius Mims, Georgia offensive tackle.
I love it. Who you got, Stewie? You're on the clock here for the Los Angeles Rams, who are up.
First round pick in a long time for the Rams.
It is.
Huh?
Post Aaron Donald.
F them
Post
picks.
Aaron Donald. Yeah. F them picks.
Byron Murphy off the board.
This is tough. Okay. Byron Murphy off the board. They don't really like picking. Damn, this sucks.
You're on the clock, Stewie.
I know. Yeah, it's good. Going to go.
Tick, 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 tick.
I'm going to go Latu.
That's a good pick.
USC.
I like it.
He's been all
Or
over.
UCLA, sorry.
This is a guy who was medically retired from football.
Yeah, no red flags.
At one point?
Medical came back clean, Stewart.
Yes, medical came back clean.
I mean,
We will take
he
it.
has played football for 2 years.
Yeah.
See, this is the stuff that just
And he
kind of
led the
baffles
country
me
in sacks
about
like 2 years in a row.
about like the medicals and football. I know that the NFL is a vicious game, but I mean the guy's been playing football for 2 years, and now his medicals become this like crazy center of attention. I mean, like just turn the film on him, and the guy can play. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock here at 20. Now that Latu is off the board, Stewie, good pick there. It kind of gets into the part of the draft here where some of the names may not be as sexy. Some offensive linemen. You've even got some centers. I will tell you a guy that's still on the board here that I would take a chance and draft would be Terrion Arnold. Was going to be my pick. Cornerback out of Alabama. Pittsburgh Steelers need a little defensive help after an offseason of offensive signings. I think the Steelers here are in the market for some cornerback help, and the best cornerback on the board after Quinyon Mitchell was selected out of Toledo, I think is Alabama's Terrion Arnold. I will take him with the 20th selection for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lloyd, you're on the clock for the Miami Dolphins.
This makes my pick very easy. Obviously, you saw the Miami Dolphins, if you watched Hard Knocks at all in the midseason, where they were just decimated on the defensive line by injuries. You want to fill up, they were signing people off the street to try to come play, and then they would get hurt. So, Miami Dolphins, he's falling right into my lap. I will take LSU killer Jared Verse, Florida State.
Verse still on the board, lurking.
I almost went Verse on the Latu pick, but I was like, I like Latu too much.
I love Latu. I'm with you.
I love him too
I'm
much.
with you.
I'll take
I'm
Jared
with
Verse.
you.
And
I would
Verse
take
is,
either one.
Verse is a freak to me. Like watching him against LSU, I mean, Will Campbell's probably still having nightmares about that first night. That was his worst game in an LSU uniform.
It was.
So it's like,
If you could do it against Will Campbell, who's going to be a top 10 pick next year.
Might be number one.
Yeah, I could go.
Have you ever seen that?
It's pulling hairs with Latu and
Yeah,
Verse.
Orlando Pace went one.
Was that the Rams?
I think he went to the Rams. Yeah, he went to the Rams. And then I want to say, did the Chiefs take a number one pick?
Jake Fisher.
Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher.
Yeah. Was he the third overall pick? Did he go 1-1?
He went 1-1.
Oh, wow.
I think he went 1-1.
He had a solid career, but
did.
that
But
stigma followed him around.
the stigma of 1-1.
You better be Orlando Pace.
Right, exactly.
Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. Stuart.
Philadelphia. Who you got, Stewie?
Ooh, Philadelphia needs cornerback help.
You know who would be a hit in Philadelphia?
Who?
Well, it's up to you.
I appreciate that.
Good insight.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Nate Wiggins. One-time LSU commit. If you remember.
Okay.
But Nate Wiggins,
Clemson?
Yes, Clemson. I think he's right up there in that same vein with Kool-Aid McKinstry, Quinyon Mitchell, and
Kool-Aid's still on the board.
Terrion Arnold. I'm just saying, like
top corners.
The top corners in the draft.
Sure.
I think he's up there with them. He plays with excellent effort, speed, got the size, got everything you want in a number one corner. So I'm gonna go with Nate Wiggins. Clemson.
Absolutely. Good pick here. All right, two we got. On the clock now at after Philadelphia, back to Minnesota. Minnesota needs a little bit of defensive help as well here. I'm going to grab Kool-Aid McKinstry. I believe that he is a first-round cornerback. He is still on the board. Minnesota needs defensive help. At 23, I am taking Kool-Aid. On the clock now at 24, the Dallas Cowboys and Lloyd.
All right, let me ask you a question here. Is J.J. McCarthy still on the board?
He is.
All right. This is Dak Prescott, put up or shut up. I believe he is in a contract year. Let's stoke the flames a little bit. Let's see if Dak, obviously, that's 50-50 with the Cowboys fan base. There's people that love him, people that hate him. I'm going to go full Jerry Jones and take a quarterback and put a star
Hell yeah.
on the Michigan man, J.J. McCarthy.
Yes, indeed.
Which would be if he falls to 24.
Big Zen and Big D.
Yes. So now you have a quarterback controversy brewing with J.J. McCarthy. Give him a year to learn. And Dak Prescott, to play his way to a contract. Now you have a backup. Or you say, we're not going to pay Dak that guaranteed money. Let's run this thing back on a rookie quarterback deal, and let's go get some players.
Green Bay Packers are on the clock, Stewie, at 25. Who you got?
I mean, they need another cornerback.
I know who else would look great in Green Bay.
They got good receivers. They got a good quarterback already. You got your franchise in Jordan Love. So I am going to go Cooper DeJean, cornerback.
I love that selection.
He's going to look excellent. That uniform just looks right.
And a lot of people are saying that he shouldn't play cornerback. He should be a safety. I don't think so. I think he is a corner. I think he's a shutdown corner. So I'm going to go Cooper DeJean, Iowa.
Wow.
Yes, stand up.
Good
we got
pick
one,
there,
boys.
Stewie.
The first one since Jason Sehorn.
Good pick. Yes. That's right.
He doesn't know.
Knows.
He doesn't know.
Oh, Jason Sehorn.
All right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. Buccaneers have look. They need some help on the edge. They need some defensive help. Outside linebacker, no Devin White with Tampa Bay now. So I'm going to go Chop Robinson, defensive end, who is out of Penn State. I think Robinson answers a lot of questions for Tampa Bay here in the first round. So at 26, I'm going Chop Robinson out of Penn State. Back on the clock is the Arizona Cardinals. Lloyd, who you got?
The Arizona Cardinals, their first pick in this draft was Marvin Harrison. Thank you, Stuart. And so now I'm going to, as the wide receiver room seems to take shape, Kyler Murray has some help. I'm starting to look down the board, and you can never go wrong. It may not be sexy, but you have Troy Fautanu staring me straight in the face.
Oof.
A little offensive tackle help. I know they probably need defensive help, but I'm going to stick with my pick. Offensive tackle, Troy Fautanu, take best available.
Love it. On the clock is now
pocket.
the Buffalo Bills. Stewie, need a lot of help.
Changes.
A lot of
changes in Buffalo.
Some people have Brian Thomas sliding to 28 here to Buffalo. Lloyd already nabbed him very early at 15 for the Indianapolis Colts, so he's off the board.
I am going Adonai Mitchell, wide receiver at Texas.
Over Worthy?
Yes, I think Adonai Mitchell is the better prospect player.
Better football player.
Better football player.
I agree.
Oh, but
He
I agree.
He does some things that you kind of
Speed
the thing
in the
about
cold. Speed in the cold sometimes doesn't translate.
Well, I was just thinking that big arm.
Yeah, but
and Worthy go ball.
But Adonai
And
Mitchell
Mitchell
ran
can
4.35 too.
He
So
can
I mean,
go
you talk
too.
about the speed. It's not really a.
Yeah,
I mean, 4.21 is
semantics.
that's just freaky fast, but he's fast enough.
Yeah.
And he runs great routes. He has some character issues, but I think that could be worked out. So I'm gonna go Adonai Mitchell.
Oh, you can't have character issues on a team built by 9/11. We got everybody. We need everybody on the same plane here.
Home team.
Can't have a bad actor.
Home team selection at 29, Detroit. Obviously, this is going to be a frantic pick. This is going to be a wild pick. Man Campbell, coming off of their first NFC championship run, as he's got the city behind his back. I think they've got a lot of weapons on offense. Obviously, yesterday they signed Amon St. Brown to a long-term deal, giving him $77 million guaranteed over the next 5 years. So they're committed to their offensive talent. I think they need a little bit more help on that side with Aiden Hutchinson and Detroit. Stewie, give me Darius Robinson, defensive end, defensive tackle combo out of Missouri, played for Blake Baker and the Tigers. I think this is a selection for Man Campbell and the Detroit Lions at 29 that should get the locals going. Now on the clock at 30 is the Baltimore Ravens. Lloyd, who you got?
Couldn't have scripted it any better for, I think, this offense and what they need. As you saw them kind of turn the corner, but when it came nut-cutting time, they needed one more weapon. I feel like that you can almost use as get-me-out-of-jail-free card, and I believe that man is one Lad McConkey.
Ooh.
Where you get a mobile quarterback and somebody that always seems to be open. And when it comes to 3rd and 3, 3rd and 8, when you got to have it and got to get it down, Lad McConkey is your guy. I think supremely underrated once we saw, like, speed-wise and just football player. So give me Lad to the Baltimore Ravens at 30.
Love it.
McConkey.
Love that pick.
Stewie, you're on the clock. 31, the San Francisco 49ers, runners-up in the Super Bowl. They're at 31. Who you got?
This is my Xavier Worthy pick.
Oh,
yes. I think Brandon Ayuk is on his way out.
Yep.
In San Francisco, I think he wants out. They don't want to pay him, so I think they flipped that with a pick of Xavier Worthy.
That's a good pick.
That is a good pick,
and that falls right in your lap.
That leaves
another gadget for Shanahan to play with.
Absolutely. 32 and KC here.
Don't overthink it.
There's a lot of guys that are on the board that are staring at us, but I think that you get another weapon here for Patrick Mahomes. Look, there's guys like Graham Barton on the board, the Duke center, who's probably going to be off the board by now. Just an unsexy name that we didn't like here on this mock draft. He'll probably be in the first round. I still think that guys like Keon Coleman will be available, Xavier Leggett out of South Carolina, even Ricky Pearsall out of Florida will be staring at the Kansas City Chiefs in the face. If the board looked like this and Kansas City was picking, I would take Keon Coleman. I would take the wide receiver out of Florida State. Just too big game of a guy, man. I mean, you put him with Mahomes and give him the ability to learn in that offense. I just think he's another weapon that Mahomes can turn into a superstar. So those are our